It does sound like a threat.
It's a warning. It's not a threat. It's a warning. Yes.
这不是威胁，这是警告。这句话落地的瞬间，整个摄影棚的空气都凝固了。说出这句话的人是中国驻澳大使肖千，这是澳洲60分钟节目全澳收视最高的时事节目之一。他们把镜头对准了肖千大使，在中国大使馆内进行了一场极为罕见的正面采访。身为中国驻澳最高外交代表，肖千大使的每一句话都代表着北京的立场与底气。表面上是一场对话，骨子里却是一场审判。这位澳洲女记者一开口就把火药味点来了。他暗示中国要趁西方深陷中东战火之际偷偷出手夺取台湾。他把解放军演习说成侵略预演，把北斗卫星说成战争武器，把贸易报复说成中方的过错。每一个问题都是预设答案，每一句话都是精心设计的陷阱，让你往坑里跳。不料肖千大使根本没打算按他的剧本走，他不回避不慌乱，一字一句把那些坑原路踢了回去，那份从容与底气让人看得热血沸腾。让我们来看这场剑拔弩张的正面交锋。
With the Middle East on fire, the entire world is in crisis. Every country is feeling the heat of economic and military uncertainty. Superpower China finds itself in a particularly delicate situation. It's one of Iran's strategic partners, yet knows that actively supporting the Tehran regime is a fraught proposition. On the upside for China, though, the war could be an opportunity too good to ignore. The chance, while attention is focused elsewhere, for Beijing to take Taiwan and rule the Indo-Pacific. China's man in Canberra is Ambassador Xiao Chen. He invited 60 Minutes to the embassy for a rare interview. As diplomatic postings go, being China's man in Canberra is a tricky balancing act.
Ambassador, lovely to meet you.
Great to have you here. I'm really happy with your 60 Minutes group.
Thank you.
In an increasingly volatile world, there's much to discuss. But first, Ambassador Xiao Chen wants to remind Australians that China's dominance, both military and economic, will not be diminishing anytime soon. China has just announced its next 5-year plan. What can we expect?
I think the focus has been build up even more solid foundation in this coming 5 years so that we'll be confident enough to achieve the goal of doubling the per capita GDP by the year 2035. As for the defense, we continue to develop, maintain, and grow our national defense. We need to defend our own country, our territory, our people, our legitimate interests. Yeah, that is our basic concept.
In Beijing's view, what does the world look like in 2030?
Who knows what's going to happen by 2030, but it's our hope that we have the majority of the international community work together to maintain a relatively stable global situation of development, prosperity.
The situation certainly is not stable at the moment with war in the Middle East. Iran and China are strategic partners. Has the Iranian regime asked China for assistance?
We are asking for immediate stop of the war, of the military actions, and come back to the table for negotiations between the relevant party to sort out their problems and solve their disputes through peaceful means.
But have you been asked to assist the Iranian regime?
I can definitely confirm that we're not involved in the military actions between those two countries.
But he concedes Iran could be using Beijing's sophisticated satellite navigation system, Beidou, to target US and Israeli military assets in the Middle East.
The satellite service, the Beidou system, has been there for years and for decades. It's for everybody's use, either on public basis or on commercial basis. And we don't differentiate who's the one that can get access to or not.
China's just increased defence spending. So if your security interests aren't in the Middle East, where are you focusing that expenditure?
First of all, China is a big nation. We have a large territory in size, and we have very, very long borders we need to protect. We have more interest to protect even overseas.
And while all nations prioritise national security, China has made no secret of its ambition to gain control of Taiwan. With America preoccupied in the Middle East, and indeed most of the world distracted with what's happening there, would China see that as an opportunity to take Taiwan?
China's position on the question of Taiwan has been clear, consistent. There's only one China, and Taiwan is part of China. Taiwan is a province of China. It's a domestic issue, not to be involved, not to be intervened by other countries. So solving the Taiwan question is an issue to be made, a decision to be decided by the Chinese people.
But China is run by the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes.
Taiwan has its own government, an election, that's democracy. Shouldn't the people there have a say in their future?
The people across the strait recognize that we are one China, we are brothers and sisters, we are one family. And most of the Chinese, either in Taiwan Island or across the world, recognize this basic fact and principle.
What about all the Taiwanese people and all of the opinion polls on elections that show they don't want the status quo to change?
You have opinion polls on many parts of the world. It doesn't really reflect the facts.
Beijing has long maintained its preference is for peaceful reunification. But late last year, China's People's Liberation Army conducted large-scale military drills surrounding the disputed territory. Was that a warning or a practice?
It was a warning, yeah. It was a direct response to the largest ever American arms sales to Taiwan. Yeah, it was a warning that should this kind of things continue to happen, and the Chinese side has to respond.
Earlier this year, Ambassador, you said Australia should prepare for engaging with a reunified China.
Yes.
Is this the year then that China will take?
I don't have a timetable. In my personal view, as soon as possible. We've been capable for decades. We're just not doing that. We're just waiting with great patience.
What are you waiting for?
We're waiting for a peaceful reunification.
The language from China does seem to be escalating. Just this month, your premier vowed the PLA would accelerate the development of advanced combat capabilities and resolutely crack down on separatist activities in Taiwan. What does that mean, if not military force?
Well, it means we'll take all the possible measures to crack down those who are seeking independence, seeking Taiwan's secession.
It's an increasingly bold position, no doubt bolstered by the fact that China has the world's largest military force and is an economic powerhouse. You wrote earlier this year, the Chinese people will appreciate and reciprocate the goodwill of those who support China's reunification, but will not forgive anyone who attempts to obstruct or undermine the process. That does sound like a threat.
It's a warning. It's not a threat. It's a warning, yes. There are countries in the world who have been helping, who have been clear, who have been supporting China's One China policy, our efforts for a full unification. But there are also countries who are going the other way around. I expect Australia to keep its promise on One China policy and support China's unification.
Australia will support democracy. You know that?
Yes, should be. Yeah. We are a democracy. I'm talking about China, mainland China. China is democracy.
Democracy?
Yes, we are a democracy in our own way with the Chinese characteristics.
The world, according to China, doesn't end with Taiwan. Just this month, a Chinese military helicopter flew dangerously close to an Australian Seahawk over the Yellow Sea. But according to Beijing, it's another distortion of the facts, and Australia, not China, is the aggressor, endangering security in the region. This was not an isolated incident, as you're aware. Last year, a Chinese fighter jet released flares near an Australian surveillance aircraft. There was a flotilla of Chinese warships that circumnavigated, live fire drills in the Tasman Sea. What message is the CCP sending?
The message it's sending was that the Chinese Army, Chinese Navy, is now capable of protecting our own national interest wherever it is, and to contribute to world peace and stability. It had nothing to do with China-Austria relationship.
But you do concede it was showing a capability.
Of course, yeah. We're no longer a country that can easily be bullied by other big powers.
Do you feel Australia is bullying you?
Well, as ambassador, I would like to say that it's in the interest of China and Australia to treat each other like partners. Are we friends? Are we enemies? Are we partners? Are we rivals? China looks at Australia as friends and partners. We hope the Australian side will reciprocate the same attitude.
Going forward, Ambassador Xiao Chen hopes suspicions can be set aside. He wants our two countries to prosper through trade, which is back on track after a bruising economic war sparked by the former coalition government questioning the origins of COVID-19 in 2020. Why should Australians trust China when we have been punished by trade sanctions?
There are unhappy things that happened, but China was not the one who fired the first shot. When we talk about the trade embargo or sanctions, I do not accept as a simple description of sanctions from the Chinese side.
But hang on, how do you not accept as facts that you sanctioned Australian goods? But that is a fact.
That is a response from the Chinese public. The Chinese public are very, very unhappy.
The Chinese public chose to do that.
Yes. Complaints from the Chinese public, complaint from Chinese merchants, complaint from Chinese business. They're talking about China being the creator of the COVID virus itself, which is absolutely unfounded.
When you say Australia,
so that's why the people from China are so angry.
When you say
when they are angry, they hate to go to the same shop to buy the same products. They choose to shop from different shops. There's nothing wrong about that.
Therefore, the government chose to enforce the sanctions as a response to Chinese people? Is that?
There's no sanction. There's no official sanction from the Chinese government.
I don't know what else you'd call them if not sanctions on our wine, our barley, our cotton, our lobsters. How would you describe that if not sanctions?
Are you happy with now the normalized trade relationship? Your barley is not going to Chinese market freely. Your wine is going to Chinese market, and lobsters and abalones and their cotton, your wool, your coal, all this are going to Chinese market now. Almost zero tax. We have a free trade agreement.
The relationship is recovering.
Yes.
But
so let's move forward.
It's been a fraught couple of years between our countries.
Yeah.
How do you see the relationship going forward?
I see it, under the Labour government, we will have perhaps a smooth transition into the next 3 years.
If there's one thing you could change about the way Australians view China, what would it be?
Amelia, can I be honest?
Please.
Do you want me to be honest?
Please.
I'm somewhat disappointed by the attitude of the Australian media towards China. Australia is a Westminster democracy. We have all my best wishes for you. We're two different nations, but we're not. It doesn't mean that we're not good because we're not like you.
Despite our countries' differing perspectives, there's no doubt this relationship is critical to both nations. It's a complex marriage of convenience, and one that clearly comes with conditions.
Just like, between husband and wife, you can quarrel at home, but not in the downtown, in the streets. If a couple quarrel publicly, that's going to change the nature of the marriage. Our approach has been,
we should keep our quarrels private.
Let's talk about our differences through diplomatic channels. Mm-hmm. My door is open because that is very much in the interest of our two sides.
Friends.
I see it as that.
看完这场采访，我第一个感受不是愤怒，而是一种复杂的情绪。说复杂是因为我看得出来，肖千大使已经做到了一个外交官能做到的极致，可对面那位记者从始至终都不是真的在听他说话。我们都知道，西方媒体采访中国官员从来不是为了寻找真相，而是为了寻找画面。心理学上有个概念叫确认偏误，一个人一旦预设了结论，就只会寻找这是他的素材。凡是与结论相悖的资讯都会被自动过滤掉，这位澳洲女记者就是这个效应的完美示范。她的脑子里中国早就是那个威胁大使，你来解释一下就好。每次肖千大使给出回答，她听到一半就转移话题，因为那个答案不在她的剧本里。她在这场采访里至少埋了3个坑，我们来一个一个看透它。第一个坑叫趁火打结论， 他问大使，中国会不会趁西方深陷中东，趁机对台湾动手？这个问题本身就已经把中国定性成一个阴险的机会主义者，但肖千大使说得清清楚楚，台湾是中国内政，不允许外部势力干涉，中国有能力也有耐心以和平方式推动统一。他说，我们等了几十年，我们不急，没想到。这份从容才是让对方最不舒服的回答。因为他想看到的是一个躁动的中国，而不是一个胸有成竹的中国。第二个坑叫北斗武器化，他暗示中国的北斗卫星系统可能被伊朗拿来打击美裔目标，说得绘声绘影，满是阴险。肖千大使的反击前进利落，北斗是面向全球的公共系统，就像美国的 GPS 一样开放，谁都可以用。难道美国的 GPS 就没有被中国的战略对手用过这个双重标准？被一句话拆穿，对方却假装没听见。第三个坑叫制裁否认术，他一再追问，中国对澳洲葡萄酒、大麦龙虾难道不叫制裁？大使的回答揭示了本质是澳洲政府在没有任何实质证据的情况下，率先在国际上指控中国，说中国是新冠病毒的源头，主动挑起政治攻击。中国民间的市场反应是可以理解的，这就像街坊之间，你先在广场上当众骂了我，然后问我为什么不买你的东西，还说我在搞制裁。这个逻辑说得过去吗？我们常说弱国无外交，但肖千大使坐在那里样子让我清楚感受到，那个弱国的时代已经过去了。中国用不到40年的时间 GDP 跃升为全球第2，北斗系统已接入于120个国家，人均 GDP 目标是在2035年再翻一番。这些不是数字，这是几代中国人用汗水换来的底气。在我们眼里，这每一个数字背后都有一个不肯低头的脊梁。历史告诉我们，每一个崛起的文明都必然面对旧秩序的质疑与打压。这不是中国独有的处境，而是大国成长的必修课。曾经别人说中国永远追不上，后来说追上了，但不民主。现在说民主了，也是中国式民主标准从来是他们定的，球门从来是他们移的。而肖千大使那句话才是今天这个时代我们最需要的回答。我们不再是一个容易被欺负的国家了。这句话是说给全世界听的，更是说给每一个身在海外的中国人听的。至于那位自信满满的澳洲女记者，采访结束后想必也没找到她想要的东西，因为她想要的是一个慌乱屈服的大使，是一个能剪辑成中国威胁论的片段，是一粒可以让西方观众继续安睡的安慰剂。不料这一次她敲出了门，正如那句话说的，中国人民站起来了，而这一次站得更稳，也更有力量。